everybody. So we're back. The Circle, Season 3, Episode 6, a new member of the Wolf Pack. So this episode starts off with Calvin starting off with a private message to Jackson. And he's kind of pressing him to see how he feels about Nick calling out Kay as a catfish. So Jackson, who we know is a catfish, she's just not playing it right. She's not playing it right. She's being too middle of the line, middle of the road, to where they can ask her, so do you like red Swedish fish or yellow Swedish fish? And she'll be like, they're all great, I like them all. I can't decide. Like, that's how she's playing the game as Jackson, and it's not working. It's not working because you're making yourself seem more obvious as a catfish. You have to, when you play this game, you have to have personality, right? Because the goal of the game is to get everyone to like you. So if you're coming into this game and you're not talking to anyone and you're not having personality, of course they're going to be a little bit suspicious of you. So they're talking, and Calvin is like, Calvin is suspicious of Jackson anyways. So he's like, F it. I'm going to start just asking him direct questions until I get an answer. So he asked him, there was a lot of shade being thrown around. What did you think about it? And Jackson said, yeah, man, shade everywhere. I am no different than me and my friends throwing shade. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And then he like just abruptly leaves the chat. And I'm like, Jackson has put himself in a very, very awkward position. Because he's not connecting with anybody. He's not talking to anybody. It's just, girl, if you didn't know how to play the game, then you shouldn't have come on the show. Like, are you not watching the show? Like, it's sometimes you have to look at these things and be like, have you never seen an episode? Because, like, you have to be able to play the game on here. You know who's playing the game now? Kay. So Kay starts a group chat with Nick, or a private chat with Nick. And she knows that Nick called her out as a catfish. She knows that Nick sees her as a threat. I don't know if she sees Nick as a threat, other outside of the fact that he like sees her as one. So her strategy was to find commonalities with people. So they're in there talking. Well, if you the best rapper, I'm the best dancer. Like, she's trying to come to an agreement with him, and Nick is smiling up in Kay's face, but meanwhile he's on this like I hate Kay train for whatever reason. You have no reason to think that she's a catfish outside of the fact that the two people that catfished y'all twice, said that people are not as they seem. Again, you're focusing so much on Kay and whether or not you think she's a catfish that you're not paying attention to anything else that's going around. It's like, it's almost obsessive at this point how Nick and now Isabella are just like Kay. And it's like, come on, y'all. You're doing a lot. Form an alliance together and try to pick off the people around her. That's how you win the game. You don't go straight for the top. Like, that's just kind of stupid. It puts a target on your back. And I don't think that's what they understand. You're trying to get someone out that has been in the top 3 every single time that they've done a rating. She's been an influencer twice. So, like, everybody else is falling. Like, what are y'all, like, dumb. So, we have a new player, James. Off top, love James. James is hilarious. Now, when James walked in, it looked like James was in a 2-bedroom. Unless that's just an angle we have never seen before. But I fully expected somebody to come back, like, come walking in behind him. It looks like James is in a 2-bedroom, though. James comes in. James is hilarious. So he's going through and kind of judging everybody by their profile picture, and it's like, yep, you a catfish because of that. You look like you a liar. You look like you Googled your picture. Like, it is hilarious. His personality is everything. He is 30 years old. I think he said he's like a comedian, host, And did he say he drives Uber? He does something else. Like he said to help make money in between like his gigs. He does have a girlfriend, but he wants to come in as a single person so that he's able to flirt with the girls as a way to like as a strategy to build alliances. So James gets to create a group chat and invite people one by one to talk with him. So off top, my chocolate brown heart was excited when he was off rip looking at the black people again, and it's not on some like black people are better than anybody else, but you bond. I'm gonna keep doing it, and it's just because naturally, as black people, when you walk into a room, you look for the other black person, and that's who you go and talk to first. I mean, it happens. That's just, I mean, come on. So he ends up inviting Kay first, and then he asks Kay about some people. She immediately says Calvin and Roxana, her two strongest alliances. I'm hoping Roxana don't flip on Kay, but they seem to be cool so far. So he invites them two in along with Isabella, who I don't like. And invited them in, and Isabella is, like I said before, she's on the I hate Kay train, just because I think it's because she likes Nick and Nick doesn't like her. So it's like, again, you're making a decision about a stranger who you think is a catfish when this person could very well be a catfish too. It's so weird how they randomly pick and choose who to trust and who they randomly think is a catfish. So they have a conversation, and James asks for the hot tea. What's been going on? Everybody keeps it pretty cute. Kay said that last night we had a rap battle. Shots were thrown. But that's it. She doesn't say anybody's name. She doesn't throw anybody under the bus because she's playing the game. She's playing the game good. So Calvin tells him that Daniel and Nick are solid people, some of the funniest people in the group. James obviously ignored him, and the next people he invited was Ashley Jackson, Daniel, and Roxana. So he brings everybody else in, and they're all welcoming and warm and stuff. And he tells them, tell me 3 things about you, like 3 funny facts about you. Daniel gives his facts that he's a 20-year-old virgin, never been kissed, and what did he say? 20-year-old virgin, never been kissed. He is a virgin. I forgot what his 3rd thing is. But Daniel is he's annoying, but he's just a cute little kid. So Jackson is like, your profile is hilarious, dude. Like, she gives like a super, super vague answer, and it's like, the hell are you doing? You are playing it way too safe. Like, it's not even hard to make up something about yourself. You could have been like, I enjoy movies, I like basketball, and hell, I don't know, I have a PS5. Like, there are just very, very basic things that you could have said. It could have been something as simple as, I'm ambidextrous. Think of stuff that can't be proven. Like, like, it is killing me. It is killing me. So then he finally invites Nick, and Nick is last. Invites Nick. Nick is last. So Nick gets in and notices that he is last. And Nick's, puts together, crafts this message. And, like, before he can even send it, the circle chat closes. So Nick never got a chance to talk to him. And they all thought that it was James that did it, but it wasn't. That's just, the circle just did that. I thought that was hilarious because everybody's face was like, really? So we have a rating. 8th place, Jackson. 7th place, Daniel. 6th place, Roxana. The reason you 3 are in the bottom 3 is because Jackson, you're last because you're not you don't have a personality. You're trying to play the game middle of the road. That doesn't work. These people are here to make alliances and try to vote other people off. You haven't built a team. You just kind of operating off of vibes at this point, sweetheart, and that's not the right way to go. Daniel, you're in seventh because again, you don't talk to anybody. We see Daniel running around that damn apartment screaming, rolling himself up in the rug, and doing everything else but actually being in these group chats unless he's invited to one and like honestly building an alliance and getting to know these people. Roxana, you were just a casualty. And I think it's just because again, she's not in any alliances outside of really Kay. I don't think she has an alliance at all. Calvin comes in fifth. Um, Calvin's been kind of snooping. You know what I mean? So I think him not not being on Nick's side with the whole case situation, and then not being, and then the way that he was pressing Jackson, he got some he got some lower votes this time around. Fourth place was Nick. Third place was Kay, which is still good, but she's no longer an influencer. First and second were Ashley and Isabella, respectively. So they are doing their deliberations, and Isabella is stuck on I gotta get rid of Kay, Kay, and it's like I get that she's a threat to you. Take out her alliances one by one. That's how you get rid of somebody. Get rid of her alliances. You don't go straight to the top and then try to get rid of like someone that's super popular like that because it turns people on you. Isabella thinks she's super smart, but she's not playing the game right. Um, we don't see who they got rid of, but Ashley, if y'all voted out Kay and you flipped on that very first alliance, shit like that comes back on you because let's not forget Roxana is there. Honestly, so I think it's going to be Calvin, but they're saying that they're going to get rid of someone that they have not made a like a connection with, or they haven't gotten close to. I forgot how they phrased it, but it's somebody they have not gotten close to. So Daniel thinks it's him. It might be that wouldn't be a good strategy. Honestly, is either Calvin or Kay that got voted off. But check y'all later.